Eyewitness testimony is an autobiographical memory where the witness is asked to remember and describe specific details about people, objects, or events. It's typically used in court cases including criminal court, civil court, family court, and during the course of an investigation. It's often considered the most powerful evidence in a courtroom to juries, police officers, and regular observers alike. Dr. Elizabeth Loftus is one of the pioneers of eyewitness testimony research. She co-authored a paper with Dr. John Palmer in 1974 titled Reconstruction of Automobile Destruction, an example of the interaction between language and memory. This study aimed to assess whether the researcher's description of an automobile accident would affect how the participant described the accident. Participants were shown a video similar to the one you currently see. After watching the video, the participants were asked 2 questions. The first question was, how fast were the cars going when they smashed, collided, hit, bumped, or contacted each other? They were also asked whether they saw any broken glass when the cars hit each other or smashed into each other. The results were significant. The mean speed reported by participants when the verb smash was used was 40.5 miles per hour compared to 31.8 miles per hour when the verb contacted was used. Results were similar when asked about seeing broken glass. When the verb smash was used, 16 participants said they saw broken glass compared to only 7 participants when the verb hit was used. The Atkinson-Shiffrin model of memory works as follows. A stimulus is detected and gets sent to the sensory memory, then short-term memory, and finally to the long-term memory. However, items are forgotten each step of the way unless they are rehearsed or encoded before being sent to the long-term memory for later retrieval. It was during the encoding and retrieval processes when eyewitness testimony becomes corrupted. Memory schemas are the general knowledge we have about familiar situations and events. We use schemas to fill in missing information when we don't get to see or hear the whole picture.
What makes you think you're qualified for this job?
Oh! Ah! Stop punching me! Please! Don't throw me!
No, not that fish.
Don't touch me! Keep your hands off of me! Don't throw me out!
If you were a witness in that situation, would you report seeing the black eye? The bloody nose? What about the ripped clothing? Or did you see the boss actually throw him out? That's all he had, the ripped clothing. Memory schemas work for hearing as well, using a phenomenon called phonemic restoration. It works by automatically filling in the missing words and sentences. It's typically used during phone conversations when the signal cuts the line out, or in classroom settings when lots of noises are happening and you can't quite hear 100% of the professor's lecture. However, when phonemic restoration is used testifying about a crime scene, it can damage the entire case. It can even lead to the arrest and conviction of an innocent person for a word or a threat that they never said. Source monitoring is when a person tries to determine where they first learned or saw something. It could have been real life, or it could have been on the TV or internet. Reality monitoring is a similar process when you try to figure out whether you actually experienced something or you just dreamt it or imagined it. Unfortunately, most people don't naturally question their memories, much less the source of those memories, so they just blend in with all the rest of their memories. Psychological factors play a large role in eyewitness testimony. Weapon focus is when the person only sees the weapon, so the surrounding faces, people, and events become out of focus and are thus forgotten. Fear and stress, as well as general anxiety, also play a role in how people remember and interpret their memories of an event. The more time goes by before asking a witness to recall an event, the higher the chance of it being corrupted by post-event misinformation effects. Processes such as proactive interference and reactive interference involve old memories and new memories interfering with each other. This interference can be introduced through many different ways. Researchers in Italy found that witnesses who shared the emotional reactions to an event with other witnesses were less accurate in their future retellings of the story. Conversely, witnesses who shared only the facts initially were more accurate when recalling the story at a later date. The method used when questioning a witness heavily influences the information received from the witness. Asking leading questions will lead to desired answers, but not necessarily the truth.
When did you shoot him? What? At what point did you shoot the clerk?
I shot the clerk.
The use of gestures by an investigator to indicate whether the answer given is the desired answer can also lead to incorrect testimony. A 2013 study showed that participants would generally provide the information indicated by the investigator's gestures, even if it was incorrect. In summary, eyewitness testimony is far from perfect. The memory being recalled is not the same that was initially stored. It's been shaped, molded, and reconstructed by life experiences and many different phenomena. It's possible that it may even be a false memory. Eyewitness testimony should be taken with a grain of salt.